Hi, I'm Sarah and welcome to Rich Textures Crochet on YouTube. Let's crochet something beautiful today. Hello everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we are going to learn how to crochet the Into the Bush Cowl. And this cowl was actually designed in order to match the Into the Bush hat, both written patterns for which you can find for free on my blog at richtexturescrochet.com, and the links will be provided there in the notes for this video. Today for this pattern I'm going to be using the beautiful Sugar Bush Shanty yarn, which is a merino and linen blend. It's about 75% merino wool and 25% linen. It's absolutely gorgeous to work with, has great color, holds its shape, and is a fairly tough and robust yarn. I absolutely love it. So that's what I'm going to be using today. Along with that, it is a worsted weight yarn, for those of you wondering. Along with that, I will be using a 6mm crochet hook. And then of course you'll need a pair of scissors and a yarn needle for weaving in your ends. And the pattern I've already mentioned can be found for free on my blog. This is the actual cowl here, and you can see that it features this great texture that sort of look like arrows or V's, cabled V's. It also features some puff stitches up here around the edging. So this is the cowl that we are going to learn how to make today. While you're here, please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which I like to update weekly with free crochet patterns and tutorials. Just before we get started, I neglected to mention there earlier, you are going to need about 300 yards of the Sugar Bush Shanty for this pattern, a worsted weight yarn, and that should give you enough to make your cowl. So this pattern is worked in a round, which means we're going to start with a foundation chain that we're going to join in the first chain to make a loop. So the first thing you're going to do is make your slip knot. And you're going to start by chaining 84 stitches. Once you have chained 84 stitches, being careful not to twist your chain. And if you're looking for tips on how to join a foundation chain without twisting, take a look at some of the other videos here on my YouTube channel and you'll find one there that might help you out. So being careful not to twist your chain, you're going to join in that first chain with a slip stitch. We will now be able to work in a round. For round 1, you're going to start by chaining 1, and then you're going to single crochet in that first chain that you joined in, and then single crochet in each chain all the way around. When you come back to your first stitch, you're going to join with a slip stitch and you're going to turn your work. For round 2, you are going to chain 1. So you will have turned your work. You're going to chain 1 and you're going to single crochet in that first stitch, in that same stitch as joining. We are now going to begin working some puff stitches. To work your puff stitch in the next stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over and drop a loop, and you're going to do that for a total of 4 times. Yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, drop a loop. 2 more times, yarn over, insert your hook, drop a loop, yarn over, insert your hook all in the same stitch, and drop a loop. You will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stitches on your hook. You're then going to yarn over and draw through all 9 loops on your hook. That's your first puff stitch. You're then going to single crochet in the next 3 stitches, and then puff stitch in the next stitch. Once again, yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over and drop a loop. Do that a total of 4 times, all in the same stitch. Once you have 9 loops on your hook, you're going to yarn over and draw through all 9 loops on your hook. Now you're simply going to repeat that all the way around. Single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches and puff stitch in the next stitch. Single crochet in the next 3 stitches and puff in the next. You're going to repeat that all the way around until you have 2 stitches remaining, and then you're simply going to single crochet in each of the final 2 stitches. Join with a slip stitch and once again turn your work. Single crocheting in my final 2 stitches. I'm going to join with a slip stitch in that first stitch, and I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. You can see my puff stitches there. Now for round 3, you've chained 1, you're going to single crochet in that first stitch, the same stitch as joining, and then in each stitch all the way around. At the end of this round you will have 84 single crochet stitches. So you're going to just simply single crochet in each stitch all the way around. When you get back to the beginning, join with a slip stitch in that first stitch, and this time do not turn your work. For round 4, you are going to chain 3, and in this round that chain 3 will count as a double crochet stitch. You are now going to double crochet in each stitch all the way around. At the end of this round you will have 84 double crochet stitches. When you come back to your first stitch, you're going to join with a slip stitch in the top of that chain 3, and once again do not turn your work. When you reach the end of round 4, you're going to join with that slip stitch in the top stitch, and now once again do not turn your work. For round 5, you're going to chain 1, single crochet in the same stitch as joining, and then single crochet in each stitch all the way around. When you come back to the first single crochet stitch, you will join in the top with a slip stitch, and once again do not turn your work. So at the end of round 5, you're going to join with a slip stitch in the top of that stitch and do not turn your work. For round 6, you are going to start to begin to work some of that texture that I showed you there at the beginning, those V post stitches. So what you're going to do for the beginning of round 6, you're going to chain 3. Now in these textured rounds, that chain 3 does not count as a stitch. Next, you're going to work a beginning front post triple cluster, working the first part of the stitch in the next single crochet, and the second part of the stitch around the post of the third double crochet in the row down below. So what that's going to look like is this. You're going to start by yarning over. You're going to insert your hook in the next stitch. You're going to yarn over and draw up a loop. You'll have 3 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and draw through 2 loops on your hook. So that's the first part of your cluster. You're then going to yarn over twice. You're going to count in 3 double crochets. So you have your chain 3 here, and then you have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, and then your third one. And working around the post of that third double crochet, inserting your hook from right in behind to left, you're going to yarn over and you're going to pull up a loop. You will now have 5 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more. You'll have 3 left on your hook. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. That is your beginning front post triple cluster. You're then going to double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So yarn over, pull your work forward a little bit, and in your next stitch, in your next single crochet stitch up top, you're going to work 1 double crochet stitch, then in the next stitch another, and then 1 more. So 3 double crochet stitches. You can see that that front post triple cluster is right there overlaying over top of those, almost over those 3 double crochet stitches. Next, you're going to work a front post triple 2 together with the first part of the stitch worked around the same post as the cluster before, and the second part of the stitch worked skipping 3 double crochet stitches and worked in the next one. Okay, so to work this front post triple 2 together, you're going to yarn over twice, going back to the post of that same stitch of the cluster before. You're going to insert your hook right to left. You're going to yarn over and draw up a loop. You will have 4 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and draw through 2 loops, and yarn over and draw through 2 more. You will have 2 loops left on your hook. You're going to complete the triple 2 together by yarning over once again, skipping 3 double crochet stitches, and then around the post of the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over and draw up a loop. You will have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2 more, and yarn over and pull through the last 3 loops on your hook. If you would like to see the instructions for this stitch written out, go on over to my blog and you can check out the free written pattern there. Again, that's linked in the video notes. Next, you are going to pull that work forward a little bit, and that 2 together counts as a stitch. And so you're going to skip the next single crochet. Then in each of the next 3 single crochet stitches, you're going to work 1 double crochet stitch. So double crochet in each of the next 3 single crochet stitches. You are now going to repeat the process of the front post triple 2 together and the 3 double crochet stitches all the way around. So I'll show it to you here a couple more times. To start, you're going to yarn over twice, going to go back to the post of that previous stitch, insert your hook around it, yarn over and draw up a loop. Yarn over, draw through 2 loops, and once again yarn over and draw through 2 loops. You have 2 loops left on your hook. You're going to yarn over twice, skip the next 3 double crochet stitches, and around the post of the next double crochet, insert your hook right to left, yarn over and draw up a loop. You will have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops, do that once again, pull through 2 more, and then yarn over and pull through the final 3 loops on your hook. Now working in behind, you're going to skip the next single crochet and double crochet in each of the next 3 single crochet stitches. Another front post triple 2 together, yarn over twice, insert your hook around the post of the previous stitch, yarn over and draw up a loop, yarn over and draw through 2 loops, yarn over, draw through 2 more, yarn over twice, skip the next 3 double crochet stitches, around the post of the next stitch, insert your hook, yarn over and draw up a loop. With 5 loops on your hook, you're going to yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 more, and yarn over and pull through the final 3 loops on your hook. Now working in behind, skip the next single crochet stitch and work 1 double crochet stitch in each of the next 3 stitches. You are going to repeat that all the way around, and once you reach the end of your work, I will show you how you're going to work your end front post triple cluster. So I've now worked my front post triple 2 togethers followed by my 3 double crochet stitches all the way around. I'm just completing my final 3 double crochet stitches here. And then we are going to want to work, you should be at the end, the last stitch, we're going to work an end front post triple cluster. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by yarning over twice. We're going to insert our hook around the post of that previous stitch. You're going to yarn over and pull through 2 stitches and yarn over, pull through 2 stitches again. You're going to have 2 loops on your hook, and now all we're going to do is we're going to, skipping that chain 3, inserting our hook in the top of the next cluster, we're going to join with a slip stitch, pulling our loop through all 3 loops on your hook. And so that's going to bring your final 2, or your first triple cluster there and your second one pretty close together. So the seam won't be very noticeable in this cowl. And that brings you to the end of your round. You're then going to chain 1, and for round 7 you're simply going to single crochet in each stitch all the way around. You will have a total of 84 single crochet stitches. For round 8, we're going to work another round of these front post triples and the texture there. So what you're going to do is you're going to start by chaining 3. You're going to work 1 beginning front post triple cluster with the first part of your stitch in the next single crochet stitch, and then the second part of your stitch is going to be worked in the second double crochet of the group of 3 double crochet stitches 2 rows below. Okay, so for the first part of your stitch, yarn over once, insert your hook in the next single crochet stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2. That's the first part of the stitch. Then you're going to yarn over twice. You find your 3 double crochet stitches there 2 rows below, and they should be in between the open part of your V at the bottom. So then the second part of your stitch is going to be worked around the second post of those 3 double crochet stitches. So find the second one, insert your hook around the post, front to back, right to left, back to front. Yarn over, pull through, and you'll have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 more, 3 loops left on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Then just as you did on the textured row below, you're going to pull your work forward, double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches, and then work a front post triple 2 together stitch. To work that stitch, you're going to yarn over twice, bring your hook back to the post of the stitch that you worked before, the cluster stitch there, work around the same post, yarn over, drop a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops twice. When you have 2 loops left on your hook, you're going to complete that stitch by yarning over twice. Find your next 3 double crochet stitches in between the open part of your V, and in that second double crochet around the post of it, you're going to complete your triple 2 together. Pull your work forward, skip the next single crochet, and then work 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So once again, you're going to repeat that all the way around, and then you're going to end once again with that ending front post triple cluster, and I'll show you that once again once we come back all the way around. So once you've worked all the way around and you've worked your final 3 double crochet stitches, this is for round 8, you're going to yarn over twice, going to insert your hook around the post of that previous triple 2 together, yarn over, pull up a loop with 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2 more. Now instead of completing the stitch, you're going to insert your hook in the top of that first front post triple cluster, yarn over and drop a loop and draw through the final 2 loops on your hook. So just work a slip stitch through those final 3 loops, and that gives you your end triple cluster. And there you have it. Now for the rest of the pattern, you are going to repeat rounds 7 and 8 for a total of 7 times. So for rounds 9 through to 22, simply repeat rounds 7 and 8. Round 7 was your single crochet round. So single crochet in each stitch all the way around, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Round 8 was that round of texture that you just worked there below. You're going to have a total of 9 rounds of those V stitches, and then you will find yourself on round 23. Meet me back here when you reach that point, and we will work the conclusion of the pattern together. Okay, so you will now have worked rounds 1 through to 22, and this is what your work here looks like. Down at the bottom you have your puff stitches, you have your 9 rows of texture, and now we are going to finish off our cowl pretty much in the same way that we began. So round 23, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to start by single crocheting in each stitch all the way around. When you come back to that first stitch, you're going to join with a slip stitch in the top of your single crochet, and you are going to this time turn your work. At the end of round 23, you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. So you will now have the wrong side facing. For round 24, you're going to single crochet in the first stitch, that same stitch is joining, and you are now going to work a puff stitch. Remember, your puff stitch is a yarn over, insert your hook in the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop. You're going to do that for a total of 4 times, all in the same stitch. You will have 9 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and draw through all 9 loops. Next, you will single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches and puff in the next stitch. Repeat that all the way around to your last 2 single crochet stitches, and you will work 1 single crochet stitch in each of the last 2, join with a slip stitch in that first stitch, and then turn your work. At the end of round 24, you're going to join with a slip stitch, chain 1, and turn your work. Your final round, round 25, you're simply going to single crochet in each stitch all the way around. When you return to that first single crochet stitch, you're going to join with a slip stitch in the top of that single crochet, and then you will be able to fasten off and weave in your ends. If you would like, you may block your pattern according to your the instructions found on your yarn label. And that's all there is to this Into the Bush cowl. Thank you so much for joining me for this crochet tutorial on how to crochet the Into the Bush cowl. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you haven't already, check out the matching hat for this pattern. Thank you so much. Until next time, happy crocheting. Bye.